Hey guys, a Monster Matt here, and welcome back once again to Monster Sanctuary. Now today, we're going to be touching on one of the teams I've been most interested in making, as well as one of the ones that's been requested a few times by you guys, and finally hitting the Infinity Arena as well. This team, and it's all 6 of them, not just 3, is probably one of the meanest teams I've ever put together, to the point that I've even given them, I've even named them Team Eternal. So Team Eternal. You can probably guess what their gimmick is from the name. The reason I've spelled it this way is NL stands for Naughty List, because they ain't getting nothing for Christmas. They ain't been nothing but bad. Your opponent is probably angry, and you're making everyone sad. This is the Age team. They're mean, and I love them. So, I took these guys for a spin back when the Elder Gel, Ursula here, was still level 33, up in the abandoned tower, and nobody died, even then, which is itself kind of impressive to me. So you have the Elder Gel, the Mad Eye, the Grulu, the Vertrog, the Goblin Warlock, and the Mega Rock. Now, some of these guys have been in other teams we've done before. The Grulu, of course, is just the Grulu. Anyone who's played this game knows Grulu is undeniably just a giant pain in your enemy's butt. So, kind of hard not to have it in here somewhere. The Mad Eye is probably one of my favorite monsters in this entire game. I didn't think he would be. I kind of thought, like, the Spectre, like, back when I first saw the Mad Eye, I thought it was a little flappier version of the Spectre, but nah. The Mad Eye has just proven time and time again to be absurdly useful in so many ways. You could probably put the Spectre on this team as well, honestly, in almost the same slot. He has more of a direct damage kind of approach. But I love me some Mad Eye. One thing I like about this team a lot is that it has a lot of synergy built into itself. Not perfectly, but it's not too bad. For example, the Elder Gel, Mad Eye, Grulu, and these are all occult monsters. I don't think the Goblin is, though. I think the Goblin is just a Goblin mage, yeah. But Vertrog is also a mage. There's some tag team going on between these two, and of course the Rock is kind of the odd man out. But the Rock also has Primal Rage, which is just an unquestionably amazing thing to have on an Age team, because the longer this fight goes, the bigger this Rock gets, the harder this Rock hits, and it's a little bit disgusting. So let's kind of cover. You can kind of start with. I kind of have these guys separated into 2 phases, these 3 and then those 3, but they can honestly pinch hit for each other pretty well. It's not entirely undoable to start, like, to mix up this order. This is just how I kind of like them. There's an argument to be made for starting these guys off first, because obviously, you know, the faster, the more stacks your Rock builds up, the more powerful it becomes, and that's pretty threatening. But I just like having these up first because this is my unkillable wonder team. These guys become incredibly hard to dislodge. The Grulu and Mad Eye make buffing setup teams really angry with them, because they can both just strip off the debuffs from your enemy's entire team. The Elder Gel has Encapsulate, which is great for just deciding, hey, that thing's not dying today on my team, and it has Phoenix Affinity. So if they try and burn down the Elder Gel, they're basically wasting a turn. And both the Gel and the Grulu have access to Eons, which means they heal for 3% of their max health per Age stack, which caps at 7 stacks. So after 7 turns, they're at 21% of their max health healed every single round, which is a little bit disgusting. Kind of makes me wish I had Transfusion on the Gel, but I don't. I wanted it, but like some of these I had to make very tough talent choices for, so let's get into those. Anyone who doesn't like the math stuff, I'll give you a little timestamp right about here to say when to cut to for the arena stuff. So yeah. So starting off with the Elder Gel, I actually was tempted to take kind of like an area of effect approach for damage, but honestly these teams use Age and debuffs as their primary weapons. They do what I love the most, which is basically the longer the fight goes on, the better it is for you. So you're not in much of a rush. That said, the Elder Gel doesn't really have any group damage options for water or for fire, only for lightning. So I kind of figured I would stick to single target and have at least some punch on the team, because its magic stat is really not is 400, which is pretty good, honestly. So yeah, you bubbles. This is honestly kind of generic. I wish it was Acid Rain instead, or something else that did something, but it's better than nothing. The main point of this tree is your aging talents, aging, eons, and golden age. Golden age is pretty amazing too. It means your whole party is like it's like giving. It's almost like giving the gel curse breaker, because everyone on this team has ages, like gains an age stack each turn, which means everyone on the team removes a debuff each turn. So it's almost like having curse breaker for free, which is pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Mana buffer is where this monster's survive comes in. You'll notice it has a single point in defense. And that said, I've cranked this thing's defense as high as it'll go anyway, because it has mana stability, which means that 15% of its mana goes into its defense. And it has that twice, and it has mana focus, so it gets a more bang for its buck when equipping mana stuff. So on the gear front, I've given this thing a wand for defense, and then mana, defense, and then mana. Like, just mana, and defense. So, I've turned a creature with a one point defense stat into a creature with over 460 defense. I don't want this thing to die, and I've gone to great lengths to ensure it. Mana buffer helps even more, because whenever it consumes or loses mana, it gains a shield for 3 times that amount. Also has the mana donor ability, so that it gives mana to its team. Now, so 1/4 of their mana needs are taken out of this creature. Appropriately, again, this thing has over 650 mana, so it never really runs out of mana. Plus, it generates more and more as the fight goes on, so it's fine anyway. So whenever anybody on your team does anything that costs mana, this thing gets a shield, which is just nice. It makes it harder to kill, which I like. Oh, sorry, a third mana stability. My mistake. There are 3 of those. There are 3 instances of the talent that make you more defense based on mana. So that's just nice. The fire tree, honestly, Heat Shimmer is just a nice skill to have. It's a good combo builder. It does solid damage. It's not as strong as Fireball, but it doesn't lock you into a closing position, because with Fireball you basically want to go last every time, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I don't like being locked into it. Forceful Sorcery, Multi-Sorcery, and Sorcerer are all nice things to have. It's just a nice way to get Sorcerer onto this monster whenever you exploit an enemy's weakness. Also makes Sorcery a bit more powerful, which is quite nice. It can't share Sorcery with anybody on the team, unfortunately, but at least it can get it for itself. Blood magic is one of the nice things this monster brings to the whole team, except for the rock. Whenever an occult or a mage monster hits an enemy, there's a 40% chance to inflict a bleed stack equal to a chunk of that damage. And of course, deep wounds increase bleed damage by 40% as well. It's not gonna like instantly KO anybody, but it's nice to have. You know, little extra damage tossed on there for good measure. I decided not to go with Brains over Brawn, because depending on who he's matched up with, or who it is matched up with, the Elder Gel might get matched up with the Mega Rock, who makes Might more powerful in the same way that the Gel makes Sorcery more powerful. So I didn't want to totally like exclude that possibility. So I didn't take Brains over Brawn. Mana proc is just nice. This thing makes excellent use of mana proc. Voltage is just there basically to get us down to crit defense, which gets us, you know, it's basically 5% less damage taken, which isn't much, but I wanted to grab Magnetize along the way. Whenever an enemy that has shock attacks makes an attack, there's basically a 1 in 3 chance that it will redirect that attack to whoever in the party has the highest defense, which is going to be probably the Elder Gel, which is fine because it's crazy tanky. The rock will take its place if they're both on the field at the same time, so that's nice too, actually. I wanted to get static, but it wasn't a big enough priority. And over here in this tree, Encapsulate is good. I kind of wanted Revive, frankly. But Encapsulate, like, I just, considering nobody was dying, I felt like Encapsulate made more sense, like, because it's based on magic and mana, as opposed to just magic. Like, this thing's mana is, as I've mentioned, stupid good, so I figured I would focus on that. Threw in Bolster, so that healing actions will also apply buffs to your target, so you can really help get someone back on their feet. Healing Link means that there's a small chance whenever you heal anybody in your party that you'll heal the gel as well. And whenever it is attacked, it can apply shock, which kind of helps reinforce the whole magnetize thing. And then Phoenix helps keep it alive. So all in all, this thing is built for a little bit of damage with bleed, and it's single target attacks, and is just there to survive and survive and survive and survive some more. Ultimate choices, you have Bubble Deluge, which hits all enemies and applies Channel to your whole party, which is nice, but I'm not really struggling for mana. Plus, as I get to it later, these guys have crazy mana, crazy synergy with Channel, and like these three will put Channel on everything, like without even trying, so kind of not bothered about that too much. Electrocute is good, hits all enemies and has a chance to apply shock, which is nice for magnetize, but it's only a 20% chance, which is kind of junk. And it's not very damaging, so I went with Fire Pillar. It kind of sticks to the overall theme of single target damage. It's not like the most damage ever, but it's a pretty good, because it's 3 hits of 200%, which means a nice 600% magic damage attack. It also applies Sorcerer, Regen, and Spell Shield onto the Elder Gel. So that's a nice way to make yourself, you know, again, harder to kill. So I like it. Next up, the Mad Eye. Honestly, I didn't touch the Mad Eye or the Grulu from their other incarnations in previous teams. I like them the way they are. The Mad Eye specializing on just spreading as much misery as possible. I did add Combo Initiator now that it's level 40. Aging, of course, is the whole point of the team. It's all about Thunderstorm, it's all about Firestorm, it's all about Spore Cloud, it's all about Acid Tempest. Just hitting the entire enemy team with as much misery as they can possibly just possibly handle. You know, it has Cleanse to help take debuffs away from enemy. It has Hex to apply random debuffs just because, you know, if you get lucky. It has Fatal Upkeep, meaning your poisoning and your burning will do more damage. It does, you know, burns through Firestorm, shocks through Thunderstorm, weakness through Spore Cloud, and armor break through Acid Tempest. It's just an all-around bad time for your foe. It gets mana whenever it gets shielding based off of its mana, which is quite high. Whenever it's attacking stuff, I prefer to have it go first, of course, because of Combo Initiator gets a free hit that way, which means more debuffs, which means more shielding, which means more debuffs, because it combines well with Proliferate, where whenever you cause a debuff, you get another hit. So it's kind of crazy. I've given it the Bow, which gives it an extra hit. It kind of cuts back on its damage a little bit, but it means an extra hit on every attack, which again, which can mean more debuffs, and more debuffs means more attacks, and more attacks can be more debuffs, and it's kind of crazy. Every so often, you hit like this perfect storm of like debuff, of like a debuff causes another hit, which causes another debuff, which causes another hit, which causes another debuff, and it just goes around and around and around and around, and just sit there, you just sit back and watch this thing tear your enemy a new one. It's kind of hilarious. It's amazing. The Grulu, I actually gave the Grulu the Abyssal Sword just to be mean. Whenever attacking or being attacked, there's a chance to gain buffs or apply random debuffs, just to kind of throw on some extra pain. I was tempted to switch out the Ribbon or the Hide for the Cauldron. It does kind of a disservice as far as like stats go, but it does get 10% more debuff strength, which is tempting, but I wasn't sure it was worth it, so I left that one alone for now. Stat-wise, it has Acid Rain for single target stuff. It has shielding. Honestly, I have not had to use the shielding so far, though. Like, the Elder Gel's Encapsulate is the only shielding I've had to use on this team so far. But it's there, in a pinch, if you need it. Of course, it has Cleanse to help take away those annoying enemy buffs. Whenever your team is under shield, you do more damage. Every monster in the party starts with a random buff, which is just nice. It can stack regen, which it gets by applying debuffs, which it can then share with others in the party. It's good stuff. You have Acid Tempest for your main, just, you know, rain, go away move, which applies armor break, and then Solar Rays for some single target fire damage in a pinch if you need it. Which can also apply some burn if you have to. It has life stability as its main source of just, because it increases its defense based off its health, which is not my favorite thing in the world. But it's got some health proc too, 2 of them, which is not the end of the world. It's nice. Has Aging and Aeons, which means it heals a lot every turn. Like, the longer it's on the field, the more it heals itself, which is just nice. And increases its attack and magic based off its life as well. So overall good stuff. For its ultimate, out of Acid Hurricane, which is basically just a slightly better version of Acid Tempest. Like, it's good, but it doesn't do anything, like, if you wanted to completely skip over Acid Rain and Tempest and just focus on I guess my problem is that, like, Acid Tempest does a pretty good job of applying Armor Break. You don't really need an ultimate version to do it for it. And, like, you could say, oh, well, just use that instead and focus on other things. But the Grulu doesn't really have any other attack spells. Like, it's got Acid Break, and that's it. It's got Fire, but it's not good at those either. So, I mean, honestly, I didn't really see the point. The real difficulty is between Ion Beam and Aurora Shield. Ion Beam is a solid single target attack, which can apply all kinds of debuffs to things, which is very, very nice. I went with Aurora Shield because it removes debuffs. It gives you a huge shield based off defense, which it is pretty good at. That way, it's just another way to slam the door in the face of, like, other Grulu or other debuff teams, basically. Next you have our next trio here. The Mega Rock was actually one of the hardest to stat out in a way that I liked. It has a lot of great talents I had to skip over that I wanted very badly, but it was a really tough call on some of them. I had to skip over the last one on Punch combo, just didn't have enough points for it because you want Golden Age. Golden Age again is that free free Curse Breaker. So if you happen to have it and the other one on, I think the Elder Gel has it. Yeah. So if both of these are on the field at the same time, you have double Curse Breaker, which is kind of hilarious to me. Primal Rage, of course, is amazing. Had to take these three because this thing's defense is extraordinarily high. It's kind of silly, honestly. So, like, defense proc gets you a hit that gives you half of your defense as damage. This thing's defense is over 600. It does that twice. That's 313 damage 2 times. It has defense focus, just because more defense. It turns defense into attack. This thing's defense is its whole bread and butter. So that's awesome. Wanted that very much. Shield Aura, because this is the shield monster of your second half of your team, because it has Forge, which is quite good at. It's based off attack, and its attack is also quite high. So it's a great shield monster. It can also shield itself based off defense if you just want to focus on yourself, which is pretty tempting as well, honestly. It has both fire and lightning punches in a pinch, so it has earth, fire, lightning damage, some neutral, though not quite as strong, although honestly, it's not as strong, but it's not that far behind either, I guess. Give it Brawler, so whenever you're exploiting an enemy's weakness, it can gain Might and a Shield, which is based on its attack stat, which again is really good. So it has a lot of elemental options. I had to skip Electrify, Kindle, and Weaken and Crush, I just didn't have the points. And this thing doesn't capitalize enough on debuffs that I felt they were worth it, so I had to skip those. I took Static Glory, which increases your attack by 15% whenever you have the Glory buff, which it does get from Forge. And the reason I took that over something else is because the Vertrog also has it, and they're not unique. So that's 30% more damage for free when you have them both on the field. When you have Glory, which you probably will, because this thing is a great shield monster, there's no reason not to use it multiple times. So that just kind of seemed like, okay, sure. I took Forceful Might, which means that Might also makes you ignore 10% of the enemy's damage reduction whenever you're using any attack. It doesn't actually specify a physical attack, it's any attack, so that's quite nice. For this tree, I kind of wanted Protect. I didn't have the points. I had to focus on Channel and Combo Cast, which leads into Multi-Channel, of course, Forge. Meditation was one of my iffier choices, but considering this thing will spend at least 1 turn buffing, at least 1 turn forging, that's 10 free charge stacks, which the Vertrog then intensifies via Charge Amplifier. So it's like, yeah, okay, I mean, that's effectively 4 free charges You know, like you get 10 from the Mega Rock, and this thing makes those 10 count like 14. So okay. And then you factor in that the rock has Utopia, means 3 free charge stacks on those turns. That's actually 16 stacks, counting like you can do the math. I'm not going to do it, but you know they're 40% stronger. So actually, no, 16 divided by 4 would be like 4. So I guess it counts as 20. Sure, we'll go with that. I guess I don't know. My brain's not working. No, it would be 10, 12. No. 16. I don't know. You know what? No, I'm not doing it. My brain is not mathing that right now. It's helpful anyway. Is the point I'm trying to make. The main synergy between this guy and the Vertrog though is channel. Channeling balance means channel buff also increases your damage by 7.5% and reduces damage taken by the same. As far as I know, that's per stack. And between the two of them, they can stack this up like 5 times. Because they both have multi-channel, which is kind of delicious. So that's fun. They make a lot more attack. Like they take way less damage. They do way more damage. It's kind of beautiful. I love that combo between them. And then of course Protector makes all your monsters take less damage in the first place. I'll skip over Dende here, the Goblin for a moment, just to get to Vertrog, since I've already kind of touched on him. Had the same problem with the Rock with this guy. A lot of difficult choices here that I really wasn't. I had to like wrestle with it for a bit. This tree, these attacks almost don't matter. So like the burst is not the point of this tree. Like these fire moves are here solely to get you to your mana overload, aging, and see you're like, wait, hang on, Matt, whoa. There's 2 aging talents right there you didn't take, and I will get to those. Just bear with me. Trust me, it was not an easy decision. Mana charging, it gets a charge stack for every mana for every 40 mana regenerated. This thing regenerates 289 mana. That's like 14 charges a turn, which is filthy. And aging makes it do 3% more mana regen with every stack, so it gets better. It's free charges. Like, why not? Just do it. Like, there's no reason not to. Mana focus, more mana. I've already touched on Static Glory and how it teams up really well with the rock. This thing's tree here is like one of the best trees ever. It has Snow Veil, which applies barrier to itself. It has Heat Shimmer, which applies glory to itself. Plus, they're decent moves to begin with. It can give regen and sorcery to the whole party. It has double combo buffing, so it just stacks buffs every which way. It has multi-sorcery, so hey, if you happen to have more sorcery, it's just bonus damage. This tree, again, attacking is not the purpose of it. Like, all of your attack spell is right here. Like, you have ice, you have fire. You're covered. This tree exists to get you down to Arcane Diffusion, which is actually a really good attack spell itself, but it also strips buffs from your target, which is just nice for those teams that are building up too fast on you. Just like, no, I don't want you to have buffs anymore. Goodbye, buffs. Just go. Shoot. Extra channel is, again, like it's funny because like for all my crowing about how this guy pairs up so well with channel and with aging, you know, on this team, you know, I've ignored 2 aging talents and a channel talent. You guys are like, why, Matthew? What have you done? Well, it's because extra channel just gives you channel buff. Like whenever you gain any buff, there's a 15% chance that you also gain channel. This guy has channel as a buff. This guy has channel as a buff. This guy has channel. No, he doesn't, but it's fine. Both of these guys have channel as a buff. You know, you have channel coming out of everywhere as it is. You don't really need another one. It is really easy to get channel on this team. These two both have it. The Grulu doesn't, but can get buffs from everywhere. I mean, okay, fine. I guess everyone does not have it. But these guys can come by it pretty easily, so I wasn't overly concerned. Multi-channel, because stacking this thing is amazing. Mana stability is an incredible thing to have, especially because it pairs with mana overload. So his mana leads into more offense and more defense, which is just nice to have. Went with defensive presence. I don't normally, but it's just a way to hand out free barriers the longer your team is there, which is the whole theme of this team. The longer you are there, the harder you are to kill. So I went with it. Buff charging. Whenever this thing applies a buff, it gains a charge stack. Considering it can apply, was it 6 buffs, 8 buffs in a single move? Hey, look, there's eight charges on top of all that mana. You just regen. You know, like that's a lot of buffs and a lot of charge, so that's nice. Pardon me. I've also realized Vertrog is actually a very robust healing monster. It has double Purify, which means it can remove four debuffs from your entire party using a multi-target heal. And Healing Wave is based on your magic stat, which it has a really good magic stat. So that's kind of nice. Healing can also apply buffs to your entire team. So one random buff to your whole team whenever you heal somebody. Or heal them. All charge stacks on the party are stronger, as we touched on. And channeling support means that all healing and shielding, which includes your Mega Rock's Forge, and this dude's Life Wave, or Healing Wave, are 15% stronger. Again, probably per stack. So it gets a little filthy. Like, the Vertrog and the Rock are like best buddies. They have insane synergy. It's a little bit filthy. And then, of course, you have the Warlock, who's kind of the odd man out on this team a little bit, to some degree. He goes very well with goblins. Nobody on this team is a goblin. He goes well with occult stuff. No one on this team is a cult. I mean, these three guys are, so if I did give some thought to adding in occult power, but it was a little about it, so I left it be. This tree is all about your channel and psychic buff with hex support down here. Threw in buffing healing as well, because, whenever you buff someone, you can also heal them a little bit, which is just nice. Overcast. Mana stability for increasing your defense, because this guy's defense is quite low. Hex can add... I suppose the biggest kind of decision here I made really was deciding to give the Goblin both single target and multi-target attacks. It has Poison Cloud and Poison Bomb. It has Thunderstrike and Thunderstorm. And that's basically so that once you're finally done layering debuffs on everything that moves, you can then do damage. And I'm not necessarily, like, 100% sure that's the right way to go, but it also doesn't have too many other options that are, like, all that enticing. Like, mage monsters ignore defense damage reduction, which is nice for him and for Vertrog. Got that already taken care of. Mana proc twice, taken care of. Phoenix, so it's harder to kill him, taken care of. Warlock healing, whenever he heals, for each heal applied, so it says for every heal applied. I'm not sure if that means each individual, like, tick of the heal, or just each heal spell, but there's a chance to apply debuffs to your enemy. Healing is more effective. Mass Restore takes away debuffs, and has Purify on top of that, so it's 3 debuffs per cast. Like, aside from just stat boosting, there's not much else you would want to give the guy. So I'm reasonably okay with giving him some damage options. His magic stat is pretty high, and he's got Earth and Wind, which is a nice combo, considering these guys have Fire all sewn up. The one thing that these guys are bad at, really, these guys have no Water, and these guys have no Earth. Well, like I say, some. Well, they have a bit of Earth through Spore Cloud, but, like, it's not single target damage at all. But that's kind of how this whole team comes together. Shift-wise, I think I forgot to mention, this one is light shifted for mana donor, so it spends more mana, because that's more shielding. The Mad Eye is dark shifted for debuff mastery. The Grulu is the same. Mega Rock is light shifted for Utopia, for more charge stacks. Dende is Supremacy, whenever an allied monster applies a debuff. Hey look, more charge stacks. And the Vertrog is dark shifted for mana potential, so that the more mana it has, the stronger it is, and then the harder, like, it does more damage and takes less damage. I will say, if you want to make the Vertrog into a purely support, well, not purely, but a more support-leaning creature, its light shift is Cursebreaker. And we've established that Cursebreaker is, like, the best thing ever. The only reason I didn't do it was because we already effectively have Cursebreaker on the team via Golden Age on both of these monsters. So I let it be. So I kind of want to see how they do in this Infinity Arena. I've never actually done the Infinity Arena before, so I'm kind of curious to see how we'll do. So I guess we'll see. Ooh. I like the music, too. That's cool. Alright. So, I guess you just keep on going until you can't anymore? That's my understanding of this thing. So, they're weak to air. They're good at air damage themselves. We're not really overly worried about that too much, except for Grulu, I guess, but we'll give it a shot. I guess the whole... Ooh, hello. We have Infinity already? Cool. Just gonna adjust my spells a little bit there just to make sure everything's where it ought to be. Cool. So like I said, like you start off with like the Mad Eye's opening move is just Cataclysm. There's no reason not to. It debuffs, it applies the bleeds, it does all the things you want it to do. I'm a little concerned about that Promethean though. After that other episode where I showed off what it can do, I'm a little concerned there. I won't lie. Some nice helpings of regen there. That's quite nice. I kind of want to throw an Encapsulate over the Grulu just to make sure it can't get Thunderbolted to death. But like we're all kind of in danger of that here is the problem. So maybe I'll just go with this. There we go. More Promethean. Like honestly, like this team is a little bit like I'm really happy with it. I gotta say, it's not perfect, and I'm sure there are counters for it. Like I fought like a double Sutsune that was quite robust because of all the debuff stripping, but they're not powerless in a fight either. Wrong one. Okay, so it doesn't keep your it doesn't keep your age stacks between fights. Okay, I was thinking maybe it would. But honestly, like these guys, I don't see them having any major problems. Like, I'm not sure how far they could go. But I'd be reasonably confident with these guys, honestly. Oh, Mad Eye's in trouble. Well, he was anyway. Until they changed their targets like that. There's some of those buffs on them. Between the debuffs and little pokes and prods of damage, they're actually pretty hard to kill. Like they do pretty good damage, I gotta say. Like they get the job done fairly expediently, which I'm quite happy with. Like we're cleaning house here pretty good so far. Oh, I see. They're getting stronger. Okay, that's how it works. Level 54 now. Wow. Okay. Good against weak to air, weak to fire, weak to the physical. I guess we could try these. Let's change over and try out these guys then. The boulder toss is there in a pinch, basically. Hang on, my things are all mixed around here. Hang on a second. Leaf Slash should be over on this side. Combo Cast should be up top. Forge. There, that'll work. And this, oh, and I gave the Goblin Hades as well for his Oops, wrong one. Hades for his ultimate as well. Which is, well, I mean, it's the best option here, I guess, isn't it? I'll put Thunderstorm, I think I'll put Thunderstorm and Poison Cloud at first, and then I'll put, yeah, that'll work. There we go, okay. Channel makes these guys more and more awesome, so no reason not to have it up there. Come on, guys, you're all mixed up. That's better. I gave the Vertrog channeled heal as well for a pinch, just in a pinch, you know. I kind of don't want to let the Vodenoid sit there for too long, but I also don't want to let the Druidoak sit there either. So let's give it a whirl here. I will say that these three are the ones I'm maybe a little less immediately. There we go. Safe. I'm a little less trusting of these three than the first, but they're not bad either. Life channel's not bad. The rock makes sense. He's pretty durable. Gotta keep that health up. Alright, no more tree for you. Yeah, we got him now. Like there's kind of a little period there where they can slam it on your face, but once you get rolling, you do some pretty impressive damage. Like the rock's just ready to go here too, I think. Let's finish off that the goblin there. Because why not? Big rock. Big rock. It's just so huge. Oh my god, all the damage. I can ignore that one. Alright, finish this guy off. So this one was a little less secured, I guess. They didn't do quite as smooth of a job. They hold their own pretty well too, I gotta say. Ah, the Heraklich, the Goblin King, nice. Almost having to switch out like a few people and because you can mix and match too. So why don't we try that? Why don't we try the Rock, Vertrog, and Grulu? Why not? It's a lot of buffs to start things off with. Let's give it a whirl. I know how durable the Heraklich can be with his revives and his necromancy, so we're gonna get rid of that. The shielding on the bot's not gonna be easy either. Oh, that hurts. Like I said, the Heraklich, not something to take lightly. And that's where I wish I had some revive. Using items is allowed here apparently, so that's kind of interesting. Let's do that then, I guess. That Ice Bolt is some sturdy stuff, so we just want to try and get rid of that guy if we can. Some big shielding. I don't want to let them get too carried away with their shield either, though. We should be okay here. Let's go ahead and try to get some more regen spread across my party if I can. Not too much there. Alright, well, there. Get at least one. Oh, he doesn't have Phoenix. That's weird. Okay, well, fair enough. In that case, I'll be happy to just finish this off, too. A little bit of a dicey moment there, not gonna lie. Could have gone better. Maybe going with Aurora's shield earlier against a high single target damage like the Heraklich would have made more sense. Like the team has an answer to almost everything. It's just a matter of knowing what, just of seeing it coming, basically. And punch. 66. Nodlid, Ormtail, or another Arachlich. Okay. Well, I don't want the Mad Eye anywhere near that Lich, that's for sure. He can just one-shot me pretty much. Let's go with the same team we just had. Let's see if I can do it better this time. Don't really want to, So yeah, it's weird that the region always seems to skip the middle monster. I'm not sure why that is exactly. I'm not sure I like that idea, but let's try that anyway. Nice bolt, there we go. Cool, okay, so he'll tank that for us quite nicely, that's fine. Roller shield just to be safe. Combine, I think, with the Forge, because why not? Get a nice, very sturdy shield there. I think I like that very much. Going for a heal, so no Ice Bolt this turn. Poison. That's not too bad. Okay. There we go. Sort some of those around. Kind of want to get some more combo casts going on here. We only have the one channel, I think, so far. Right? Maybe not even that. There we go. That helps. Let's finish off the Arachlich. It's weird. It's kind of weird to me how the Nodlid always looks so sturdy, but like it dies fairly easily from what I'm seeing here. So it does have armor break like 4 times, so maybe that's kind of an unfair statement. That's one that's weak. That's weak to physical attacks. So. Go ahead and try and get it set up for the rock then. Armor break is good. Well, the charge stacks that Vertrog has. There we go. A little longer, but not too bad. 71. Tanuki, Mega Rock, and Raduga. Okay, so 2 things that change what type they are all the time, and the rock, which gets stronger and stronger and stronger the longer the fight goes on. But we have the same setup, so sure, we can take these guys. We got ourselves some heals on the middle guy for once. That's cool. Firestorm for the burning. We like our burn damage. Really want to get rid of that rock like as quickly as possible. The longer he's here, the worse off it's going to be for us, so... Owie, see? That hurts. I remember, too, that, like, they're a much higher level than I am now, which is a weird thought to me. But they are. Yeah, that hurts. Maybe the more defensive team would have been the better call here. After all, these guys are tough. Like, really tough, honestly. Hopefully this is enough shield to get through it. Nope, they're focusing us down. I'd say all in all, I'm pretty happy with how this team has gone, but just dang. These dudes are not a joke. Like, shielding will not get me through this, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I was hoping the debuffs would come through a little bit there for us, but they're such a higher level than us now. Still though, level 71 on our first try. I'd say that's pretty good. Oh, hey, hello. I didn't even realize. Oh, I forgot food. I always forget the food. So that's one thing to note. I'm always right about is feed your monsters. You can increase their damage, you can increase their mana, you can increase their health. I could definitely see like some more mana stacking or health for a lot of these guys. Actually, a lot of these guys stack mana. That would maybe have helped some. I'd say 71 for our first try. Not too shabby. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, you guys. If you've been following the poll I put up in the community tab, I'm thinking the next few episodes we'll be doing, or the next series from this game we'll probably be doing, will be either a Nuzlocke style challenge based on the Pokemon Nuzlocks, which I can explain more when the time comes. But essentially, is the one where if a creature on your team dies, or sorry, faints, or is rendered unable to battle, you can't use them again. So it would definitely be a challenge in a game like this, where like because you're only allowed to get one monster per area. So like that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12 monsters, excluding freebies, like your starter, and maybe the first like slime you get, and like the Scorch and the Koi. So like under 20 monsters basically would be your team, which honestly would be pretty tight. The other one I'm considering doing is the beginner challenge, where I use only monsters from the beginning area, just this green area that you start in, or one that was suggested to me by, let me find the name here really quick, and I thought was kind of cool, would be instead of a beginner area challenge, you could do one. I think it was Flounder, soft Flounder, 130. No, sorry, wrong one. Sorry. That was a good comment as well. He was saying I could condense them all later. Yes, it was Pixel Derpy. Sorry, Pixel Derpy said that you could do a blob team challenge where we're only allowed to use blobs, which I thought was kind of cool actually, because the blobs really aren't a joke. They're actually fairly decent monsters. So that was kind of a cool idea too. I thought of. So if any of that sounds good to you, let me know down below. Let me know if maybe I should add a blob team challenge to the future as well. Let me know what you think. For now, thank you so much for being here and watching the video. Hope you had a blast. If you liked it, please hit that thumbs up down below. If you really enjoyed it, or if you like me, or watching our videos or our streams, or just think you might like sticking around, then maybe consider subscribing. And, yeah. So I'll see you guys on the next one, hopefully. And please take care of yourselves because you're worth it. And for now, I'm Monster Matt out. Bye-bye.